Welcome to Sat Interviews with your host, Farai Mufuti. I'm right here in the motherland, in the heartland rather, of Zimbabwe, here in Africa. And I have the privilege to interview a family that is very, very close to this very project that I'm actually doing a project on, which is Kunzvi Dam, based right here in Goromonzi. Now, I'm going to be speaking to Marshal Gore, who is the son to Chief Gore, who is part of the reasons why we have this construction happening. Now, this is going to be a major project that will actually supply and answer the questions of water shortages in the high city of Harare. Now, I have the privilege to sit down with you, and I hope you enjoy this. Take care. Welcome back to Sat Interviews. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome yet again to Sat Interviews. And as I said, I'll be here discussing this fundamental project of Kunzvi Dam with the son of Chief Gore, Marshal Gore himself. Welcome to Sat Interviews, Marshal.
Thank you for having me, Farai.
Thank you so much for joining us. Now tell me, this is a historical project given the fact that it is something that was always in the pipeline from the time of Rhodesia till the very present. But the president of Zimbabwe seemed to have prioritized it. Tell me, what is the significance of this project and how is your family involved?
Well, the significance of this project is huge. This dam is going to solve the water crisis of the Zimbabwe capital city, which is Harare. As you alluded, there was already a plan to have this dam built almost 30 years ago. But now, thanks to His Excellency, President Mnangagwa, that this project has now begun and it's running on course actually for it to complete. Our involvement is that I'm also a member of the local committee here that is advocating for the local people to ensure that those that are going to be displaced in reallocated land is done fairly and equitably. And also those of us who are staying here who also have to benefit from the economy of this dam, because we've had a lot of discussions with local government and the Ministry of Water also to ensure that everything is smoothened as we progress to completion.
Now, I mean, this is good, Marshal, but at the same time, one of the contradictions therein is that we have water shortages in Harare. Now, why is it specific to this place? Why does this place get a special arrangement rather than other places? Is it not the aspects of regionalism that are rumored to be the case when it comes to the water supply?
Not at all. As you can see, this Kunzvi Gorge is an ideal place. We have a confluence.
I think the question is, why is it ideal?
Yeah, it's ideal because we have a confluence of two rivers that merge further down, which is the Nyagwe River and the Nora River. So now what happens is that when you put a dam here and there's a confluence just underneath, that means the people that need to also benefit from water flow from Nyagwe will not be deprived. So strategically, this has been important as well because there are a lot of tributaries that feed into Nyagwe up to this point. And then if we put a dam here and then just a kilometer away, Nora feeds into Nyagwe. So you've blocked water into Nyagwe, but Nora is feeding into Nyagwe. So those people in Murewa and further down to Mutoko will continue to receive.
So for those who don't have the geographical sort of insights you have, how would you simplify it to make that message more clear? What is Nyajure? How does it connect to the city? And how is it connected to other regions as you're imparting?
Well, I think strategically the dam is positioned to also to also help two communities. It will help the Goromonzi community here where we are, and just across the Nyagwe River there, that's Murewa. And this is part of now the new reconfigured Murewa constituency. So the dam has significance to save also a township called Musami, which is almost, I think, 3 kilometers from here to there. You know, it will benefit from the water. And also we were at Mwanza, a clinic where they are going to be building the water reservoir as well. So there is regeneration that is going to come, a lot of employment. We've already seen local people being employed here in the construction of the dam. So significantly, this is a major project here in our area, in our district here in Marsh East Province. This area also was kind of like socially deprived from an industrial point of view. So this is a major development that will bring an economy which will make us vibrant. And some of us, the locals, we've already strategically started to position ourselves.
So let's talk about outcomes here. What's the time frame? how do we see this actually benefiting Harare? Because the niche aspect of the particulars when it comes to the representation of the dam itself is that it's going to benefit Harare. How does it actually benefit Harare?
Well, the dam benefits Harare because strategically by road we are about, if the roads were actually the way they should be or they had been, you can drive 45 minutes from here. But as you know, that the water pipe will, if you use the route of the water pipe, it's actually quite near. I think if you're using the route of the water pipe, Harare is actually, I would say, within a 36-kilometer range from here. So this is cost effective and cheaper to build a dam here. It does not affect the intercity connectivity, and the dam is stationed also in a place which is clean environmentally, so that water treatment will be less expensive. They project that the force that this dam will have, the way that they are going to build it, I think scientifically, it will pump, the force of the water in the dam will be used to pump water into Harare. You know, so we expect the operation to be run smoothly, and we're excited with this major development, and we look forward to the economy that the water will bring.
So, Marshal, this place is quite personal to you, isn't it? This is an area that you grew up in. This is a place where your family is. Now, tell us more about that particular background and how this particular project is special to you and your family.
Well, for me personally, this project is important because when this project was first initiated, I think around the early 90s, I was also part of the people that were working in this project. We worked together with a company that was called Partizans. It was a Polish company that first came to do the geological assessment of the dam. We were involved with them, we worked with them, and we were also involved working together with the road district council to identify the families that were going to be at risk of reallocation. So we started actually to write the names and look at things, and we addressed the issues of some of the graves of our ancestors that are here and everything. So there was a well-coordinated affair from the beginning. And I'm glad that I've come back here again, and I sit in the local organizing committee that is also supporting and advocating for the local people. So for me, my feeling and my want is for everyone that is local here to benefit from the economy, to benefit from the employment that is going to be generated by this massive development.
Thank you, Marshal. We're going to take a small break. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us so far. We're just going to take a short break, just in case you've missed it. We're talking about Kunzvi Dam, which is a major project happening to deal with the issues of water supply in Harare. And I'm blessed to be here, right here in the heartland of Africa, Zimbabwe. Join me in the next 2 minutes. Take care.
Introducing Sawi, the chatbot from Nyaradzo. Speak to Sawi for all your queries and inquiries. The benefits of having Sawi by your side are endless. When you need to know about our policy, Nyaradzo products, payment platforms, claims, the Sawira International Plan, where to find the Nyaradzo branches, Nyaradzo contact details, how to apply, and any questions you may have. And she can help you find who you want to speak to. For your convenience, you can ask about anything, from our funeral services, counseling to your payments, and much more. Experience the benefit of having Sawi by your side. App Sawi today on WhatsApp number 0712 992 892. Nyaradzo, Sawira Mukuru, Omgane Omkulu.
Ladies and gentlemen, so as I was discussing with Marshal Gore about this major project in Kunzvi Dam, and now we are at a construction site. As you can see, we're surrounded by the actual site itself that evidences the work that is being done here. And of course, my cameraman will do the pleasure of giving you a slight tour as we continue discussing this. Now, Marshal, tell me a bit about what's actually going on here.
Yeah. What is happening now here is the dam filling of the dam. There are two things that they are using to build this dam. They are using quarry, which are these stones, and gravel on top of them, rammed together. That's the strongest defense for any force. And I'm told that this is the best cure for a dam wall, quarry, and then they bring in sand and they fill in the quarry and ram it all together. So this is going to be the official dam wall of Kunzvi Dam. So this is the partial now construction, which is beginning, as you can see.
So what are the timelines in terms of when this will be all done?
Well, the timelines are that this dam has to be completed this year in 2024. I'm told that construction is now at almost 60%. So we are hoping that by October, maybe going into November, the dam will be unveiled. Now, but also there are additional other facilities that are needed: the water reticulation system and the water treatment system, which would be at Mwanza, near the clinic where we visited today again.
Okay, Mwanza, which is also based in Mwanza.
Yeah.
Now, listen, tell me something. You as a local, what is the general sentiment amongst the local people here? Now, you, of course, to give the viewers a sense of a background, you're based in the UK and you visit home quite usually. But one would question whether you can grapple with those local situations. So do you have a sense of what the sentiment is locally about this dam and the impact it will have in the local community, given the fact that a number of people have been migrated?
Yeah, sure. I think the advantage I have is that I've remained consistently in touch with home, visiting Zimbabwe maybe 2 or 3 times a year. So I'm aware of the expectations, and there's a lot of excitement generated at the dam, and people are looking forward to the economy that will come. But I think most importantly, personally, I think you asked me earlier on that for me personally, we are also in the process of doing our planning for social amenities, because the water will be about maybe roughly about 1.8 kilometers from our homestead. So now we are already making plans to renovate our homestead in
But Marshal, you're not answering my question. What is the local sentiment? What do people locally here, including those people that have been migrated, what do they feel about this project? Are they happy? Is there nuance to the feeling of the actual local community?
Well, people are excited about the development, but they are also skeptical as well. Whether they feel that the suspicion also that some could be excluded. As you know, this is a big economy. So what we are going to try and avoid is to avoid the big capital to come and take over the amenities here and exclude the local people. So that anxiety is there. But as you know, I'm also working closely as an advocate, and given my position also politically and socially, I'm reassuring that we will make sure that the local people also benefit from this economy, that we are not disadvantaged. I think we should be the custodians of the economy here and not allow people to come from different directions.
Is the government sharing that particular sentiment?
Well, we have had local meetings with Zinwa themselves and the officials from the Ministry of Government, Zinwa, which is the Ministry of Water. And I think the discussions so far have been honest. But I think what we intend to do quite soon is to get an MOU and agree that at least some percentage or quarter of the advantage from a business point of view will be allocated to the locals here who have suffered also displacement. People have lost their land to till as a result of the game, so they can compensate them by.
So what has happened to the people that have lost their land? Are you aware of the relocation program?
Yes, I'm aware of the relocation program. The relocation is that the government has assured us that a lot of people will be reallocated in the not utilized farms which are nearby, to give them access to come back and also either work and operate here. So that program is taking place, is already started taking place. I know that the first batch of people were going to be, they were taken to see land that has been reserved or reallocated for them. And I'm told that they were happy by our local party district chairman, Mr. Matthew Mjawe. He was also involved in that process. So I'm here also to get a briefing.
So when you say local party district, what party is this that you belong to, and equally?
Yeah, our local ZANU-PF,
understand that message.
Yeah, our local ZANU-PF Rusike district chairman, who is also this area belongs to one of his wards as well. So he's been briefing me and giving me updates.
Okay. Now, so for international investors and those people that are not in Zimbabwe that want to understand the scale of this project and how it equally connects to the community, in as far as water sufficiency for the main city as well as the surrounding communities, which include Kunzvi, what is your message to local investors, or rather international investors, and equally domestic African-based investors that take interest in water supply?
Well, my message is that we welcome investment in this area, but I want to emphasize that the investment we want is the investment where the the external capital will come in and partner with locals. So we are advocating for joint JVs and joint working arrangements in exploring fishing opportunities here. This water is going to be clean as well. So there's going to be a lot of water sports here. So our plan is that, yes, we invite investment to come, but the investment must partner with our local people so that we all enjoy the good fruits that will be generated by this huge infrastructure.
And to the investors that have skepticism, can you tell us a bit about your local investment yourself, given the fact that you are based in the diaspora and you frequently come home for purposes, of course, personal, but also investment? Can you tell us more about that? As what have been the benefits of your journey thus far?
Well, the benefits of my journey is that Koromonzi is closer to the main central business district in Harare. I think it's you can barely do the trip to visit here from Harare within an hour. So you are 1 hour away from the capital and from the airport. So even if you're going to do horticulture here, it will take less than, I think, an hour and a half to get your produce to the airport. So to the investors, this is a very good location with good rains here. This place hardly has adverse drought. Good rainfall here. The climate is good, as you can see. The weather is great. And the people also are very hardworking. This is a very hardworking, efficient farming community that is so resilient. And everyone here works, and you've seen it. We've toured a few households, but you can see that they're all vibrant with crop and everything nearby. So I think the human resource capital is huge here as well. There's a lot of young population here that would benefit, and which is also well educated enough to compete at international level. So we welcome the investment, and we are happy to receive them. And we'll be setting up a website for the local community initiatives that will be engaging with any potential investors. There will be an infrastructure for that, and I'm sure you will be helping us as well with the paper to profile some of the projects that we're going to work with to ensure that they're initiated.
Marshal, thank you so much for your time. It's been great touring your village, great touring your town, and the beautiful and glow that comes not only with people but equally the opportunities that you've highlighted. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been an honor. Thank you so much for joining us here with Marshal Gore at SAT Interviews. I hope that you guys stay tuned.
Thank you
for our next interview.
Take care. Thank you so much.